Pirate, and today we're going to talk about Photoshop and changing colors of items. So I've been using Photoshop since I was about maybe um, 13, 14. So when I started using Photoshop, it's not obviously as advanced as it is now. Basically, you had one layer, one canvas, and you had to be very careful. You didn't have multiple layers to work on and all these filters, especially now adding AI. So what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna teach you guys, excuse me, how to change colors in Photoshop. It should be very simple. Um, I always say in my tutorials, before I begin, please like, follow, subscribe. You can find the Rum Soaked Pirate on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, here on YouTube. I will be doing tutorials as much as I can, almost every day a week. If I can do more, I will do more. But for now, I'm going to try to do at least one uh, per day. Also, once you buy the Creative Cloud, it is amazing. You can have Photoshop on your phone now. You can have Photoshop and Illustrator on your iPad. And you also get an app if you like to draw on your iPad called Adobe Fresco. You should check that out. Adobe is very good with this because everything's across the board. When I join Fresco and you have the Creative Cloud, everything that you do shows up when you open up Illustrator, ready to edit there. Or from your iPad, you can just share it and it'll open Illustrator on your desktop and you can keep working. So that's why I stick with Photoshop instead of any other software. I know there are many ones. I know there are free ones, but again, I'd rather pay for something that I know is reliable and I can take with me across the board. So let's begin. First, you're going to open File, and I'm going to go to my downloads. I downloaded this image off of Bing, basically just for tutorial purposes. Okay, so we have this model. It should load in quickly. Obviously, I picked a high resolution image. The first thing you ever want to do in Photoshop, I can't stress this enough, is duplicate the layer, even though it hides the background. Always press Command J and it'll give you a duplicate. Okay. And if you want to add more layers, it's down here in case this is your first time using Photoshop. If you have various layers, you can make a group from that. You have your masking, your fill and adjustments here, your masking. So I never, and it's an old school habit, work directly on the image. So what I do is I come here, I right click. Guys, if you hover over something in Photoshop, it's going to show you a preview of what it does. Okay, so I can just hover, I'm not even clicking, and it tells you what you can do. The second thing is I always used the Wacom tablet, the medium or the large. It's very good to have. They've just come out with a new one, but I still have the 2017, 2018, and it's just as perfect because you're allowed to buy the nibs for the pen, so it'll last you a long time as long as you take care of it. And even the cover that you draw on, if it gets wasted or faded, you can buy it from their site, and it's easy to install. It's very cool to do. Um, yeah, and please, if you get these things, take care of it. Mine's always looks new, no matter what I own. I always try to treat it as best as I can because it's my work equipment, right? So I don't spill nothing on it. I don't scratch it up. I don't do, I treat it like I paid my hard-earned cash for it. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna right click here and quick selection. I'm gonna take that. With that, all you gotta do is drag around what you want. Okay, so I'm gonna just click and drag and keep adding on. I'm not doing nothing special. I'm just clicking and dragging. Right, Command plus, you zoom in just so you can see a little bit better. Click and drag. Make sure that you do this carefully. Okay, so right now I'm happy with that result. I gotta get a little bit closer, not too much as to take a finger. I'm gonna press the space bar, click and drag. Once you press the space bar, you'll see a hand. Spacebar, click and drag. I'm gonna move that up. Excuse me, guys. It's early in the morning and I'm feeling kind of groggy and my voice is kind of out of it. So I'm gonna Command plus. I really want to get in this area, so I got most of that. That's fine for me. Let me make it small. So here you press the bracket key. So bracket to the left, small, bracket to the right, big. So I'm gonna make it small because all I want is that little section there. As you guys will see, and gals, in my videos, I try to be as perfect as possible, because that's the way that I was taught. I always say the same thing in all my videos. It's very important that you get used to good habits from the beginning, just to make sure that people can depend on your work. I'm gonna get a little bit closer here. So I have an issue with the little bit of a fingernail here and the finger here and the key. Since everything else is perfect, actually let me select this little bit here. So since everything else is perfect, I'm gonna switch now to the to this one here, the polygon. I'm gonna click on this little box here to subtract. So this is replace, add, subtract, and blend. Okay, but I'm gonna subtract this, and all I'm gonna do. Oh, actually, I gotta add that little corner. So first things first, all I gotta do is click to this corner, and I'm gonna subtract that corner. But I want that one, so I'm gonna switch to plus, and I'm gonna show you guys a little trick. So if you click here, it adds that spacebar, click and drag. So now if you're on the plus and you hold down Alt or Option on Mac, it gives you the opposite. Okay, so that's what I normally do. So for these hard angles, I'm gonna show you one tool, and then for these soft angle here, I'm gonna show you another one. So Alt, I want to get rid of this, and here I'm gonna press Command plus, and I want to get as close as possible. Hold down Alt. You can let it go once you click the first Alt, and I'm gonna trace this key as best as I can. Now the thumb has a bit of roundness. Instead of clicking that much, if you right click here and click lasso, and you got a good pulse, I mean a good yeah, say in Spanish is pulso, a good hand control. Let's make it that way. I'm just gonna circle here. Oops. So I want to subtract that. So I'm gonna circle, click and drag here, and come straight up. And here we go. I'm gonna zoom out just to make sure that I captured everything. Again, look, there's a little piece in here that I want to capture. So I am gonna gently just select a little bit of that section. Oops, let's go here. So let's start from here now, okay, we're just gonna trace that inside of her hand. Again, if you have a good steady hand, if you've been doing this for a while, this will be easy for you to do. Let's check the rest of the clothes. So we have to get rid of some white here, so Command plus, spacebar, click and drag. I want to give it of this as much as I can without taking the yellow. Oops. Okay, Alt, click and drag. Alt or Option on Mac, click and drag. Command minus to zoom out. Command 0 focuses on the whole canvas. Okay, so actually I see something else. Again, guys, this is a tradition of actual graphic designers. We like to make sure that everything is perfect. Oops, subtract this. So Alt. Actually, I'm adding this. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna just click and drag it. Okay, traditional artists, this is why we are always hired. We always get a job, because they know that we were raised with that ethic of being perfectionists. Okay, I'm looking at minute details that I saw from far away, like especially up here, right? I saw that from and look, see little things like that. So I'm gonna press Alt, click and drag, and I see why it selected it, because some of the hair turned yellow, but it's just a hue of green if you really look at it. space bar, click and drag, and I want this little section right around here. Okay, and that's what I mean by perfectionist. From a mile away I can tell that this dress is ready to go. Me, you can do it your way. I always press Command J and I duplicate that layer, and then you can add, oops, I did the wrong one, um a hue saturation. Okay, so once you add that, it should apply to the bottom layer. I just want to make sure that it doesn't affect everything else. That used to be a problem before, so you see what I mean? So it does affect that. So let's not do it this way. With this one selected, convert it to a smart object. What that does is it protects the main image. If you have to go back and do certain touches to it apart from here, it'll be inside of that special box. So let me show you. If I double click on here, it'll open it separately for me, okay? If I want to put a sticker or something or a design, I can do that, but right now I don't care about that. Now go image, adjustment, hue saturation, and let's see what happens. So you can do one of two things. If you click and drag this, it'll change colors, okay? So that if you pop this up a little bit, it'll be orange, right? But image adjustment, hue saturation, and you press colorize and you bump this up. Now we're talking about a different story, okay? So I can make this very red. As I go through the spectrum, the color is more realistic now because it's actually colorizing, not adjusting the colors by master, okay? So let's say she wanted a nice purple dress, right? You can add more or less to it. You can make it darker or lighter. Okay, I would do that. Add a little bit more purple, okay? And that's basically it. Um, you can do filter, blur, um, Gaussian blur. Actually, no. This away with those edges. I don't like the way they're looking. I have to find it. There's been a lot of changes to this, so okay, let's try this out. Let's forget about converting this to a smart object. Let's convert to a smart object. We're gonna rasterize this and filter. Where was I at? Layer, matting. You can defringe this. Actually, no, they changed this a lot. That's not really good. Let's try something else out. If this ever happens where you get lost, Command Z takes you back to what you had. I could press um, Command Z to go backwards, Shift Command Z to go forward. I'm gonna click Control this. I'm gonna hide it, and I'm gonna do this on the spot here, and let's see if it works differently. So let me duplicate this one. I don't want to mess this one up, just in case. Control click that, and now let's try image adjustment, hue saturation, and colorize this. Okay, hold on a minute. Sorry guys, give me 1 second. Okay, so I just had to send a quick message. All right. So let's do that. Let's image adjustment. So what we can do is let me show you guys. Just in case we can grow that. So image you can grow that. You can grow a little bit. That didn't work. There's a way here. Yeah, there's a way here. I'm trying to see. Expand. You can expand just a little bit. Okay. So what I did was I expanded just a little bit. That's what I was trying to find. I don't use it that much. I barely do touch-ups anymore. Everything's always from scratch. What that does, it increases the area around my selection just a bit. So now, if I press Command J, it should look a little better around the edges because before, I don't know if you guys noticed, you can see some weird white edging going on here, and that's what I don't want. All right, so it's right around here. It's red around here. Around her hand is very, very yellow. We'll fix that later. Here is fine, but and the white is fine, but it's certain areas that I'm looking at. See this little white? Again, I'm very picky, guys. So that little white trim, I didn't like it. Let's see if I can Alt, click and drag this and add it to this one. No, let me see something. Uh, Convert to a smart. Actually, I don't need that no more. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna convert it to a smart object. And let me see if I can bring this down to this one. Yep, so I'm gonna hide this one. Okay, so here we go. So this is what I was trying to say about being a perfectionist. So this, you guys might not see the big difference, but I do. Right around here, if I turn this off, let me go to the top one, you'll see it better. A little bit, instead of this, let me hide the bottom. Okay, right here, focus on this. Let me zoom in so you guys can see it a little better. So focusing right here. So I'm gonna show you the difference. So I'm gonna turn this off and I'm gonna turn this one on. So when I turn the bottom off, you guys will see the difference, okay? So that's what I mean about being a perfectionist, guys. If you're gonna make designing your thing, make sure that you try to be as perfect as possible. I can't complain about that at all, okay? But that white, yeah, that's obviously color management. Um, but that's fine for me. Let's see what happens if we double click on hue saturation and want to change the color of the dress. Let me hide the top because, hold on. Hide the top, hue saturation. So now it's a little bit more realistic. It covers the whole end, right? So let's say, I'm gonna show you guys what I mean. Right, no matter what I do with this, it has that little edging to it, okay? And I can't complain about that. Let's say if this is gonna be pink, I'm gonna drop it here. I'm gonna make it lighter. Okay, so this is what you would do to change the color. Okay, now Photoshop has one more trick that you can do. Let's click on this layer and let's say you want to remove her from the background. So with AI, you guys are going to be lucky to be able to do this because with AI, you can select the subject and it'll do a 99% job most of the time. Okay. 99.5.2, and this is what I mean. Okay, it'll leave these strands of here. That's fine. That's something you guys have to work on another video. For now, I'm just letting you guys that it's available. And if you press Command D, deselect it, you can also remove the background. So I'm gonna hide the main ones, and I'm gonna show you what remove the background does from this image here. So I'm just gonna remove the background. Let's see what kind of a job it does. So removing the background did a better job than selecting the subject. Okay, much better job. It's still a few things to work on, especially if I put a new layer. So plus for new layer, edit, fill, and I'm gonna fill that with black. And I press OK. This is stuff that you have to clean up separately. Okay. Um, I'll show you guys that in another video because it's a little bit more of a longer task. But other than that, I'll say that this did a fairly good job of removing her. Okay. It's very clean. Now, another thing you can do is, I'm gonna show you something else. Convert smart object. And then if you go to, let me see how I remember, if I remember how to do this. Layer. Okay, so here, let me rasterize this for a minute. I'm gonna rasterize this image because it's the only way you can work on this. I'm gonna duplicate it and hide the bottom one just in case. I'm gonna zoom in and I'm gonna go to layer, matting, and you're gonna defringe this. You can either remove white, black, or defringe. So you can put maybe 2 pixels and it defringes the edges a little more. See all that white around here? You can defringe that. Filter, layer, defringe, or you can remove the white matte and it'll remove it. So we have to be very careful with that because look what's happening. It's starting to sharpen this out. We don't want that. So these are things that little by little, if you learn how to be a designer, you guys get to touch up on. For now, I just want to show you guys how to change colors in Photoshop. So that would be it. So here's my new dress. Here's my other one with, right? So you can have various layers. Okay. And that's it, guys. So thank you so much for watching this quick video. It's just basically on how you guys would change colors in Photoshop. I noticed that there's some white here. Again, me being picky, I'm always watching my work. Obviously, the hair is a problem. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will be uploading more about Photoshop and Illustrator during maybe the week. In the weekend, I might do a few also. I'm trying to get this to make sure you guys learn something every day. There are many videos like this, but guys, if you like what you're seeing, please like, subscribe, share. Again, the Rum Soaked Pirate is on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and of course here on YouTube. Have a great day and drink up me hearties, yo ho. Take care, guys.